Hey guys, this is Blue Eyed Ghost Trick. I'm back. Not that I really went anywhere. I'm here today to discuss, first of all, my love for the game. I'm joking, I won't bore you with that. And everyone knows I love it. I'm going to be doing a deck profile on Ghost Tricks. Ghost Tricks is one of the reasons I chose my name. They are the most irritating deck type to face off against, and as someone who plays them, I know how irritating they are. When you face them, you just want to give up. Unless you're running a tier 1 deck, that is. And I just love this deck. I'm amazed by it, how good this deck runs. I'm going to go straight into it. If you have any problems or any questions about how to use them, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of fighting this deck or against playing this deck, because it is one of the best decks I've ever played, personally. Right, 3 Ghost Trick Lanterns. You need 3 in the deck. They're a bit costly. I think they're about £10 each. They're not that bad. Basically, the idea of Ghost Tricks is that they want your opponent to attack you directly. The field spell takes care of that, and I will go through that in a second. And it helps because basically when all the monsters on your opponent's side of the field are face down, you can make a direct attack, and the same thing for them. They can make a direct attack if all your cards are face down. Ghost Tricks are also allowed to flip themselves face down in defense position once per turn, which means they can then attack you. And there's a few field spells that help you gain advantages when they do attack you. So I'm going to go through it. Ghost Trick Lantern is one of the best cards in the deck and in the game, because it's a special ability is that when your opponent declares an attack against a Ghost Trick monster or against a direct attack on your life points, you can negate the attack, and if you do, you can special summon this card face down in defense. The wording of this allows you to basically, if your entire field is filled up, you can negate the attack, and then if you do, you can special summon it. So you don't have to special summon it if you don't want to. If there's no room, you don't have to. Okay, so one of the best cards. That's fine. Going to go into 3 Ghost Trick Spectres. When your opponent declares an attack on a monster and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense and draw a card. Because this deck special summons so much from the hand, I cannot put Pot of Duality, and I would not recommend Pot of Duality in here. This is your draw engine of the deck. This is what you will need to get your other cards out. It's also great early game if you get 2 of them in your hand, because you won't have a field spell. Your opponents will attack your monsters. That's why you have 3. I run 2 Jack Frost. I've just found that, well, he's really cute, isn't he? I found that he doesn't help me that much. There's no point in having 3 of them. It clogs in my hand. I just run 2. It's more than enough for me. Basically, whenever your opponent attacks, you can flip the card that's attacking face down in defense and then special summon Ghost Trick Jack Frost in defense mode. Now, they don't have very high attack points, but together, when you flip them all face up and your opponent's cards have been successfully flipped face down, you can poke at their life points if you want, or you can use the other version of this deck, which I'm going to show you. There are, I think, 3 different versions of Ghost Tricks. The basic one is just to attack directly after taking life point damage down to them. The most common one, the least common one, the one that I use a lot, and I see used a lot, is the Ghost Trick Skeleton, and I'm going to get through that card in a second. 1 Ghost Trick Mary. This card is another costly one. I've not been able to get through with finding another 2, but even if I did, I think I'd only run 1 more maximum. Whenever you take damage, so you have to take damage first, it's not really the greatest effect, you can discard this card, special summon 1 Ghost Trick monster from your deck in face down defense. So you can set the field for whatever you have as a play next turn, but you must take damage first. It's not the best idea. So I'd only run 1 or 2 if you had another one. These are my ones of that I run. Actually, there's 2 there. I run 1 Ghost Trick Doll and Ghost Trick Witch. Ghost Trick Witch states that once per turn you can change this card face down to defense position like all the other Ghost Trick monsters. But also once per turn you can target 1 face up monster your opponent controls and change it to face down defense position. So anything that's scary, get it face down. Or anything that you need face down. If they've only got 1 monster and you need to attack directly, put it face down. That's a test card. I may take it out. It's not that great, but it does help me in certain situations. Ghost Trick Doll. This card takes some getting used to understand what it does, but basically, during the end phase, change as many face-up monsters on the field as possible to face-down defense position. Then you can summon 1 Ghost Trick monster from your deck in face-down defense position whose level is equal to or less than the number of monsters you flipped face-down by this effect. Because Ghost Tricks is a very slow deck, it can be if you don't have the right cards at the right time, which are most of the time, you will have quite a few monsters on the field yourself, and your opponent will have quite a few monsters on the field as well. So it definitely helps. You can then summon any Ghost Trick with a level of, basically, the maximum a Ghost Trick is level 3. So anything between 3 and 1. So you can summon Giantshi, which I'm going to show you after. I'm not pronouncing it right, but oh well. That card is great for this deck. So I'd run 1 as a test. I might take it out because there's a trap card that does its effect for me. I'm literally just keeping it because I need it. 2, Ghost Trick Necromonsumi. I wish it didn't sound like a sneeze whenever I say that card's name. This card is part of a lock in Ghost Tricks. You definitely run a run 2 if you're using this lock. When a level 4 or higher monster is normal summoned or special summoned, and it's great because Ghost Tricks aren't any higher than level 3, change that monster to face down defense position. There must be another Ghost Trick monster on the field to activate and resolve this effect. Basically, the monster that you need to have on your field is a Ghost Trick, and in order for us to tell it's a Ghost Trick, it needs to be face up. That's the only weakness, because then you need to be able to protect that monster as well. But there is a trap card that works really well with this card, and I'm going to show you it. I'll leave that to the side because I'm going to show you the actual combo for it. 3, Giantshi. He's the main searcher of the deck. Whenever he is attacked, whenever he's flipped face up, whether or not he's destroyed or not, the effect still activates. You can special summon 1 Ghost Trick monster whose level is less than or equal to the number of Ghost Trick monsters you have on the field. So if you've got 2, special summon at level 2. If you've got 1, special summon at level 1. If you've got 3, special summon at level 3. Okay, those are the main searches you want to keep 3 in the deck. If you're not using 3, you shouldn't play this deck. 3, Ghost Trick Skeleton, one of the most annoying cards in the world that make me want to pull my hair out when I'm facing it and make me laugh my head off when I'm actually fighting people with it. When this card is flipped face up, banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down up to the number of Ghost Trick monsters you control. You can only use this effect of Ghost Trick Skeletons once per turn. So even if you've got 3 on the field, you can only activate this effect once per turn. That's fine because if you've got 5 Ghost Tricks on the field, which you will do if you special summon the level 1s by special summoning them and negating attacks, you will have a house full of Ghost Tricks and they will lose cards. I fought Fire Fists against this. They don't go to the graveyard, so their effects don't activate. I fought Constellas with this. It was a pain in the backside. I did lose the match against Constellas, but it was definitely a close one. You need to run 3 of them if you're using this build. There's also a level 3, so you can make some good XYZ plays with this. Right, I'm going to go straight into the spells because I'm running out of time on this. I'm only allowed 15 minutes. 1 Book of Moon, that's obvious. You could either use it on your opponent or to flip your card face down if you wanted as well. 2 MSTs, we need it as a staple. Okay. I'm using 2 Ghost Trick Mansions. I used to run it at 3, but it clogs the other field spell that I have. This is the main card that does it all. Monsters cannot attack face-down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if all the monsters their opponent controls are face-down defense position. All effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghost Tricks is halved. That's one of the reasons why Ghost Trick Mary isn't such a bad card, because you can take half the damage and still discard, so you won't be taking a full 3,000 to the face, you'll only be taking a 1,500. You need this card early game, and there is a card that searches them out, but because I'm using 5 field spells, I'm not using that Ghost Trick that searches them out. I think it's just a waste of space. Ghost Trick Parade is what I'm using as the main card, it's the main searcher of the deck. Monsters cannot attack face down defense position monsters, but can attack directly, yada yada yada, the same as the other one, but a secondary effect is what you need. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can add 1 Ghost Trick card from your deck to your hand. You can set up your play for next turn. Also, you can do it this turn. If you use Ghost Trick Parade while you've got a monster obviously face down, they'll attack you directly. Add Lantern to your hand, and you can negate that same attack that's coming at you and special summon. You've just gone into another monster on the field and possibly a rank if you have another level 1 on the field, and their attack did not get through. And you can use this effect as many times as you want per turn if they attack you. That's why you run 3. You don't have to take the damage that they're going to send to you. And also, there is another bad side effect to this card. I believe Ghost Trick Parade stops you from doing any damage to your opponent. That is a massive drawback, but if you're using the deck with Ghost Trick Skeleton, you will not need to worry, because that is the main target of the deck. Get rid of their cards, and by the time that they figured out what's going on, they will get rid of this card and they will get rid of your Ghost Trick Parade, meaning you can start piercing little bits of damage at them, and then they're just going to lose all their cards. It's risky, sometimes it doesn't play out, but it's definitely a lot of fun. Oh, my cards are all falling all over the place. Stay put. Okay, this is ridiculous. I just want to slide all over the place. Okay, fine. I'm using 3 Swords of Concealing Light. As soon as you play it, all monsters your opponent controls are switched to face down defense position. Monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle position and destroy it during your second end phase. This is what you need in this deck, because you can flip your opponent's monsters that are already on the field face down, and those same monsters that have been flipped cannot activate their effects, because they can't be flipped face up for 2 turns. That's crucial in this deck. 3 Ghost Trick Scares. Target any number of face-down defense position monsters that you control, change them to face-up defense, and then count the number of ghost tricks among them, and then change that many face-up monsters your opponent controls to face-down defense. That can be used on your opponent's turn if you want to get rid of a quick heavy beater, or you can use it on your turn if you have a power play ready. This card combos so well with Ghost Trick Skeleton because you can flip it up and still activate its effect. It's flipped up with Ghost Trick Scare, they still lose a card. And especially if you flip up Ghost Trick Skeleton last in the line of 5, they will lose 5. Make sure that with Ghost Trick Skeleton, you must flip it face up as a last card, okay? So running 3 of those. I'm starting to lose space here now. 3 Ghost Trick Vanish. Reveal 1 Ghost Trick monster in your hand, and this turn, Ghost Trick cards you control and face-down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted by or destroyed by card effects. That's just its own themed Dark Bribe, or like other cards basically. Ghost Trick Knights. This card, it works in combination with Ghost Trick Necrocamusa blah blah blah. When a Ghost Trick monster is sent, it is face up on the field, your opponent cannot flip summon. When this card is in your position, it is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, and you sent to your graveyard, your opponent cannot declare an attack for the rest of this turn. If you've got this face up, your opponent cannot flip any cards that they do summon is immediately put down into face down defense, and with this card on the field, they cannot flip it face up again. That is the lock. You just need another Ghost Trick on the field to keep yourself alive, and that's where Ghost Trick Alucard comes in, the XYZ. So you definitely need that if you're going to run this lock. I run 1 Ghost Trick Go Round because I don't want to run out of space. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can activate one of these effects. Target a Ghost Trick monster you control, change it to face down defense position, and then change one face down defense position monster on your opponent's control to face up attack, or vice versa. You can do either one. It saves you a lot. It helps with the combos. If your opponent has managed to get one of your cards face down to stop Ghost Trick Necrosumi's effect, flip it face back up and flip one of their cards face down. I only run 1 because it clogs any other time. You can also save your cards. The other card is a tech choice because I have too many Ghost Tricks on the field at any one time. Tribute 1 Dark Monster, draw 2 cards. You won't need those level 1s half the time, so just get rid of them if you don't want it, and then you have to draw 2 cards. And you're tributing, so it's an even cost. I'm going to run through the extra deck really quickly because I'm running really low on time at the moment. 31 and number 13. You need both of them on the field to activate their effects. Basically, once per turn, during either player's turn, detach 1 XYZ from this card, change all monsters your opponent controls to face-up attack positions, and also all monsters your opponent controls must attack this turn if able. While you control number 31, or number 31's effect is while you control number 13, activate these cards' effects. This card cannot be destroyed by a battle or by card effects while it has XYZ material, and your opponent takes any battle damage that you would. And you get a lot of level 1s in this deck, so just rank up. It doesn't take much. It's 2 level 1s, and you can do some serious damage. You don't even need to worry about attacking them. They can attack themselves. Definitely run those at 1 each. This card's a great card. You either, at the start of your opponent's next end phase, each player draws 1 card, or each player gains 1,000 life points. Depending on your situation, use it at your discretion. 1 Ghost Trick Dullahan. You can detach 1 XYZ from this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field, half as attack points until the end of the turn. And when this card is destroyed, you get to add 1 Ghost Trick card to your hand. So that's why you would use that, because it's a good card. Ghost Trick Succubus. Right. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ from this card, then target 1 face-up monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghost Trick monsters on the field. Destroy it. This card is so beautifully worded. It can destroy nearly anything on the field because you're going to have a lot of Ghost Tricks on the field. They're pretty high in attack points when you put them together. So you can do a lot of damage with this card. And then it has the same effect. It has a different effect actually at the end, sorry. If you do destroy a monster, that monster card zone cannot be used as long as you control a Ghost Trick monster. That punishes your opponent so badly. Wind up Zen mains just as a standard level rank 3, and then Ghost Trick Alucard. Once per turn, discard 1 XYZ from this card, pop any face down card on the field, be it a set magical trap card or a monster your opponent controls. And when it's destroyed, add a Ghost Trick card to your hand. That's a staple in any deck, and it's going up in price. At the moment it's 15, it will go up when the Gear deck comes out, so if you have one, hold on to it. Alright, that's the Ghost Trick deck profile. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you have any other queries, just leave a comment. I'd like to hear what you think of the deck. I'd like to hear what you don't like about the deck. Anything. Just like, comment, subscribe. It would really help me out. And thank you to the people who have already subscribed to me and liked my videos as well. Thank you. That's Ghost Trick, Blue-Eyed Ghost Trick out.